Yo. Today we got another video. Excuse me. The Dodgers are about to take over baseball. Y'all don't even know it yet, but the Dodgers are about to take over baseball. They're about to sign a new pitcher from Japan. I forgot his name. And they might sign Juan Soto. You Yankee fans better be ready. MLB, be ready. Because it's going to be crazy. But anyways, on a grind to 100K. Go ahead and like, comment, subscribe. Grind never stops. Whoop.
The Dodgers have a plan. It's going to take decades, but if it works, they'll be the best team, the richest team, a global brand, and potentially the most valuable franchise in sports. And some people are panicking.
Baseball is going to allow this? This is why baseball has got to have a salary cap. I mean, this is why the sport's a joke.
The Dodgers spent over $1 billion last offseason, more than any other team in history, and it worked.
No salary cap.
Former MVP played hurt. Their current MVP played hurt. They had 14 key pitchers who were unavailable throughout the
For real, we didn't even have our freaking starting pitchers.
Only one of their 5 starters.
We were like on 60% level with the Yankees, in my personal opinion.
Going into the year is healthy enough.
I feel like the Dodgers tried harder with the Padres.
Pitch right now, yet they just won the World Series and did it easily. The Dodgers were hands down the best team in baseball this year, but next year they legitimately might be 2 times better. Shohei Ohtani is going to pitch again. Their other injured pitchers are going to pitch again. It's possible the best pitcher in Japan is going to be a Dodger next year. And now
there's only 21, I think. Or 22.
Even reports that Juan Soto could be going to Los Angeles. And it's driving some people crazy. So people are calling for a salary cap for the first time in MLB history. Pitcher Miles Mikolas called the Dodgers' new strategy, quote, checkbook baseball, and many commentators are saying it's ruining the game. But the Dodgers formula is way more complicated than that. In the past 20 years, their franchise value has increased by an insane 1,089%. But still, they're far behind the Yankees when it comes to value. They're the second most valuable sports franchise in the world. Right behind them are the Warriors and the...
Are you serious? The Raiders are the fucking 8th most valuable sports team, and we fucking suck. Not to be rude. Wow. That's crazy. That's a crazy stat right there. That's ridiculous.
Patriots. Each of them had one dynasty that took them from average value to being tied for the world. Right?
So the Dallas Cowboys are first, Yankees are second, Golden State Warriors.
Behind them are the Warriors and the Patriots. Each of them had one dynasty that took them from average value to being tied for the 3rd most valuable franchise
I can see why the
ever,
Patriots,
but neither can surpass the Yankees.
I don't know about the
Patriots
Yankees.
and Warriors are built on one dynasty. The Yankees have done that like 6 different times. They had a dynasty in the 20s, then again in the 40s, in the 50s and the 60s, and once again in the mid-90s. They are a generational brand built on decades of dominance. But years ago, the Dodgers set out on a mission to surpass the Yankees in value by creating their own dynasty. And right now, it's working. In Game 1 of the World Series, the Dodgers were in trouble. Yankees ace Garrett Cole was cruising. The Dodgers only had 2 hits through 5 innings.
I mean, we're worried about the Yankees.
The Yankees went up, and
after that Joe performance, come on.
Dodgers had no answer.
That Fat Joe performance, come on, man.
However, an Ohtani double and Betts sac fly salvaged the game. Tied 2-2.
We knew who was gonna win.
This game went into extras. The Dodgers threatened.
This Game 1 was a key, though, for sure. Game 1 was key.
The Yankees have 2 outs.
If the Yankees would have won this Game 1, who knows what would happen in the next couple games? I think it probably would have been a little bit of a run for the money, but
one more out to win this game. They intentionally walked Mookie Betts to face Freddie Freeman, who isn't even
just bombs it.
Supposed to be walking. On the last week of the year, he did this. He was supposed to miss 4 to 6 weeks, but missed 1 week before returning. He's
Tweaked
playing
his
through
ankle.
the pain, even though he's still in a walking boot. He's been taping his ankle.
W Freddie Freeman.
For his
W.
cleat. Routine plays like this have left him in extreme pain. After this play, the Dodgers had to do a mound visit just to give him time to rest. The Dodgers already forced him to miss a game this postseason because he was so limited. He has 0 power or speed. He hasn't hit an extra inning base hit in a month. But down by 1, down to their last out on the very first pitch he sees.
Freeman hits the ball to right field. She is gone!
This was the first walk-off grand slam in World Series history. The only
Bomber.
other time in history a player hit a walk-off homer down to their last out and losing the game was over 30 years ago. He was also on the Dodgers. It also happened in Game 1. He was also famously injured and could not walk, and somehow both these home runs were hit at 8:37 p.m. local time. The Dodgers continue to dominate. They went up 3-0 in the series. When the Yankees finally thought they had a chance going up 5-0 in Game 5, a routine fly ball to Aaron Judge was dropped. A few minutes later,
There's
ground
so
ball
many
to the
errors for
shortstop
Yankees.
was botched. Then, only needing one more out, Garrett Cole got Mookie Betts to roll over and forgot to cover first. In one of the
Boom.
biggest single inning collapses
Save.
in World Series history, the Yankees allowed 5 unearned runs, blew a 5-0 lead in 1 inning, went from
What
a 96%
idiots.
chance win probability
They're
to
such
losing, as the
idiots.
Dodgers won their 2nd World Series in 5 years. Winning 3 championships in 5 years is the definition of a sports dynasty for many. So under
How
that
do they do
definition, the
that?
Dodgers
How do they
were
freaking
already
blow a lead like that?
close to being a dynasty. In the past 12 years, they've made the playoffs 12 times, more than any other team. Won their division 11 times, more than any other team. Had the best record in baseball 4 times, more than any other team. Had the best
Let's
ERA in
go.
baseball 4 times, more than any other team.
I'm
made the
talking
World
about.
Series 4 times. That's more than any other team. However, the Dodgers were never able to surpass the Astros' success during this decade and
The
disappointed in the
cheaters.
playoffs
The cheaters.
year after year, meaning they were never able to actually achieve dynasty level status, which in MLB is basically impossible. It's been over 2 decades since a team was able to win just 2 World Series in a row. In the past decade, 14 different teams have made the World Series, and 9 different teams have won the World Series. That's more than any other sport. The last true dynasty were these legendary Yankees teams who won 4 World Series in 8 years, but that
That's
dynasty
crazy.
started almost 30 years ago. Even the Giants, who won 3 in 5 years, weren't even
We're
good
about to start a dynasty.
enough to make the playoffs in the 2 seasons where they didn't win it. The Dodgers, however, are about to become more dominant than both these teams, and this new dynasty started last offseason when they gave the best player in baseball $700 million.
I love Otani. I love Otani.
Biggest contract in sports history. $700 million is more than the value of entire sports franchises. The Dodgers gave it to one player. It is $274 million more than the 2nd largest contract in MLB. For any other team in any other time in MLB history, this would be risky. You get the best player in baseball, but he's injured. And after
Feels
spending
good to be a
$700
Dodger
million,
fan.
you don't have any other money left to give to other players. But for the Dodgers, in some sick and twisted way, giving $700 million to Shohei is actually going to allow them to spend more money. Because just 1 week after signing Shohei, they gave Yoshinobu Yamamoto $325 million, the biggest pitching contract ever, completing step 1 of their plan, taking over Japan. Baseball is likely more
Let's
popular
go.
in Japan right now than any other place on earth. Their last WBC
Shout out to my Japan folks. Shout out. Shout out.
game in Japan in 2023 got over 60 million viewers.
Oh my god.
In Japan, that is more than the most watched World Series game in history. 36 million watched them play in
Wow.
an exhibition game. Shohei Ohtani is literally the most famous person in Japan right now. Yamamoto
Dead
is
ass.
on pace to become hands down the most decorated Japanese pitcher in history. Now, both are on the Dodgers, instantly turning the entire
That is so
history.
cool.
Now, both are on the Dodgers, instantly turning the entire country of Japan, a population of 125 million people, into die-hard Dodgers fans. Just this year, the Dodgers got 12 new team sponsors. All 12 are Japanese countries. They've generated an extra $50 million in sponsorships just from Japan.
Smart. They're smart. They're smart.
Ohtani's
Dodgers are
first
moving
game
smart.
as a Dodger got 17 million viewers in Japan. 37 times more viewers than it got
my God.
in America. This game got more viewers in Japan than the
Than it did in America. What the hell?
Series got in America. Despite all these games airing at 9 a.m. in Japan, a Dodgers NLDS game got 14 million viewers in Japan.
Oh my God.
That's more than the game got in America.
A Dodgers NLCS game got 12 million in Japan.
That's more than it got in America.
Damn, shout out to Japan. Damn, you guys are riding hard. Shout out.
The World Series got 15 million in Japan. Even that was
Damn.
slightly more than it got in America.
Japan, you guys are riding hard.
Report says that with
Bro,
ticket sales, merchandise, sponsorships, etc.,
They love
Ohtani made the
Ohtani.
Angels $70 million in 2023 before he threw a single pitch. The Dodgers, who have a significantly richer history, bigger fan base, bigger brand, and just won a World Series, realistically could have doubled the $70 million the Angels made.
For real.
Easily covering the $70 million a year salary they pay Shohei before he threw a single pitch. The craziest part is the Dodgers didn't even pay Shohei Ohtani $70 million this year. They paid him $2 million.
But before we get to that, a quick word from today's sponsor. Believe it or not, flavored air
Batteries will fix strong fire and destroy this. You think this is anything? So give the gift DE for a journey pack. One of fumes.com now and make Draymond Green sign a contract that was $12 million less than he was worth. So the Warriors could have the money to sign KD, and their dynasty got 2 more rings. Business Insider estimates Tom Brady took $60 million in pay cuts throughout his career.
W Tom Brady.
So the Patriots could sign more players and continue their dynasty. Ohtani did this in a way that's way more controversial. According to his 10-year, $700 million contract, Ohtani should be getting paid
It's not about the money. It's about winning.
$70 million a year until 2034. However, he decided to defer 97% of it, meaning instead of getting paid $70 million a year for the rest of his contract, he will get paid $2 million a year for the rest of his contract. And once his contract ends in 2034, then the Dodgers will start paying him, making $68 million a year for 10 years starting in 2034. This saves the Dodgers a ton of money because of inflation. $70 million will be worth a lot less in 10 years than it is today. The Dodgers are saving $24 million a year by being able to defer this money. This extra $24 million is enough to pay the salaries of some of the best players in baseball. Theoretically, the Dodgers could use it to pay Fernando Tatis, Chris Sale, even Ronald Acuna Jr. makes less than $24 million
Damn.
a year.
I want Acuna. That's
the
crazy.
best players in baseball. Theoretically, the Dodgers could use it to pay Fernando Tatis.
Nah, I don't want Tatis.
Chris Sale, even
I don't want Chris Sale.
Ronald Acuna
I want Ronald Acuna
Jr. makes less than $24 million
That's what I
a
want.
year. But the biggest benefit for the Dodgers is that $70 million is no longer on their actual payroll. MLB has a competitive balance tax. If a team's payroll goes over $241 million, they get penalized. This is put in place to stop rich teams like the Dodgers from spending an ungodly amount of money, getting every single good player to come to their team and win the World Series every year because no one else can spend as much as them. These penalties can become massive. Any dollar a team spends over $241 million gets taxed 20%. However, if you exceed this limit 2 years in a row, you get taxed 30%. And if you pass this limit 3 years in a row or more, you get taxed 60%. On top of that, if you pass this threshold by more than 20 million, you add another 12% surcharge. If you pass it by 40 million, there's a 42.5% surcharge. If you go over by the 20 million, while also having to pay 39 other players, including big salaries like Freddie Freeman, Mookie Betts, Yamamoto, etc., pretty much guarantees the Dodgers will be over this tax every single year by a ton. Meaning, if they wanted to sign Corbin Burns this offseason, his projected $250 million contract would actually cost the Dodgers $500 million. A team could sign Max Fried for $170 million this offseason. The Dodgers would have
if any pitcher, I want that one pitcher from the Pirates.
to pay $340 million. Juan Soto
That dude with the mustache,
projected to sign for over $600 million.
Oh my God.
If the Dodgers wanted Juan Soto, they'd have to pay over $1 billion on just one player. This would
That's ridiculous.
eliminate the Dodgers from signing any big-named free agent. However, thanks to Ohtani deferring 97% of his contract, only $46 million of his $70 million contract actually counts towards this threshold. On top of that, Mookie Betts deferred $115 million, Freddie Freeman deferred $57 million, Will Smith deferred $50 million of his contract, saving the Dodgers millions, and avoided a 42% tax altogether by
50 mil.
doing this. So after being the first team in history to sign the #1 and #2 free agents in the same offseason, they were also somehow able to afford all-star pitcher Tyler Glasnow, as well as all-star left fielder Teoscar Hernandez on top of that. He also, by the way, agreed to defer some money. So even while having the highest spending offseason in history and having all of these massive contracts, the Dodgers somehow, technically, only had the 5th largest payroll in baseball this season because of referrals. This doesn't mean the Dodgers can avoid taxes altogether.
Let's go Dodgers.
Be over the first threshold for years to come. They're used to this. From 2021 to 2023, they were over it every year and paid a combined $84.5 million in taxes. Even with the deferrals this season, they had to spend $88 million in taxes this season alone. Yes, the Dodgers spent more money in taxes to MLB than the Athletics spent on their entire roster combined. But the Dodgers can afford to do this. They've led the league in attendance 10 years in a row. They've virtually sold the same amount of tickets this season than the entire first year of the Taylor Swift Eras tour.
Oh shit.
They have a TV deal worth $8 billion. They make $334 million a year just from showing their games on TV. Their TV deal is so massive because they're in LA. Being in Los Angeles brings them a ton of extra revenue because LA is the second largest market in America with a population of 12.5 million people.
12.5 million people live there? Oh my God.
On top of that, they just unlocked a new market in Japan. It has 125 million people. 10 times more than Los Angeles. The Dodgers also just won a World Series. According to research done by Sabre, a team in a massive market like the Dodgers likely makes over $100 million when they win a World Series. But this is based on MLB revenues from 15 years ago. MLB revenue has doubled since then. So, based on that, the Dodgers could have made an extra $200 million plus from winning the World Series this year. Meaning, this offseason, like last offseason, the Dodgers have a ton of money to spend. Out of the top 5 free agent pitchers, the Dodgers are listed as potential suitors for all of them. They are most likely going to get one.
Yeah, we are gonna get one.
And
I want the Japan dude.
Multiple of these 5 pitchers, and perhaps the most frightening option is Roki Sasaki.
I want Roki Sasaki. Yep.
He's
on him.
The fastest pitch in Japanese history. Had an ERA under 2 at 19 years old. At 20 years old, he threw a perfect game.
Oh my God.
with 19 strikeouts
19 years old?
and struck out years old. He threw a ERA under 2 at 19 years old. At 20 years old, he threw
Yo, at 20.
a perfect game with
Damn,
19
perfect
strikeouts
game.
and struck
You guys don't know what the perfect game is. It's basically when you don't hit the ball and they don't get on base.
out 13 batters in a row.
That's
It's known
crazy.
as arguably the best pitch game in Japanese history. And
Wow.
his very next start, he threw 8 more perfect innings before being pulled for having a high pitch count. These insane numbers
Bruh.
still aren't quite as dominant as Yamamoto's were, but he's only 23 years old. Now he wants to come to MLB. If you leave Japan before 25 years old, you
Damn.
are required to get paid a league minimum salary
Wow.
with a signing bonus that can't exceed somewhere around 6 million. Sasaki is worth around
Way more.
300 million in the open market, but whoever gets him will only pay around 6 million, making him by far the best value deal this offseason. If Sasaki's team allows him to go to MLB, all 30 teams will want him, but all 30 teams have to offer him basically the same contract,
Damn.
meaning his decision is strictly based
Up to him.
on what team he would like to play for the most. If he goes to the Dodgers, he will make significantly more off the field money compared to any other team. He will be able to play with 2 of his Team Japan teammates and have a chance to win a World Series right.
You know where he's going. Come on, is that even a question where he's going? He's going to the Dodgers. Otani, Yamamoto, come on. Come on.
away.
Not even a question, buddy.
Sasaki comes to MLB this offseason. In all likelihood, he's going to the Dodgers.
Yeah,
the
he's
Dodgers
going to the
could
Dodgers.
get a $300 million pitcher for the price of a utility player, leaving them with money to spend on another free agent. They could
Yeah, he's
easily
going to
sign
the
2 of
Dodgers.
the top 5 free agent pitchers this offseason.
Damn, that's
because
crazy.
Everyone wants to go to LA.
This was even, look at him.
Pitchers
Go happy. Look at Juan Soto.
this offseason because everyone wants to go to LA. Last offseason, the Giants and Blue Jays gave Otani the same offer as the Dodgers. He chose LA. The Mets gave Yamamoto the same offer as the Dodgers. He chose LA. Less than an hour after losing the World Series, Juan Soto said, quote, "It's a tough game to be my last. I'm available
Damn.
to all 30 teams." This is just common sense negotiating that every player does. Make it clear you're willing to go to another team, even if you aren't putting pressure on your current team to make the best offer possible. However, Dodgers free agents seem to want to stay in LA so bad, they're doing the opposite. Free agent Jack Flaherty said, "I never want to leave," multiple times.
He's like, I don't want to leave. He's like, I don't want to leave the Dodgers.
Oscar Hernandez was in tears.
I know he wasn't crying. He doesn't want to leave the Dodgers. He knows something might happen, but I hope he don't leave it. I hope he doesn't leave you.
Later saying, quote, "I'm going to do everything in my power to come back." Walker Buehler says he wants to stay in LA as long as they'll have him. These guys are voluntarily giving up leverage to stay on the Dodgers. Even Red Sox closer Kenley Jansen has been publicly stating he wants to return to LA where his career started.
That former Dodgers All-Star wants to return to.
Corbin Burns, the publicly stating he wants to return to LA where his career started. Kenley Jansen leverage to stay on the
W.
Dodgers.
Everybody wants to go to the Dodgers.
Red Sox closer Kenley Jansen has been
Kenley
publicly
Jansen.
stating
Come on
he
now.
wants to return to LA where his career started. Corbin Burns, the #1
W.
free agent after Soto, has tweeted 6 times in his life.
6.
After the Dodgers won the World Series, he made this
He put ... He's like, I'm trying to join.
tweet, making it seem like he wants to play for the Dodgers, who are 100 miles from where he grew up. They have
Damn.
unlimited money, yet players
W.
are willing to defer
That's so
money
cool.
or even take less money just
Yup,
to play
just to
there.
play
And the
with them.
scariest part is, without money or any of these expensive players, they'd probably still be World Series contenders. Because when it comes to analytics, evaluating talent, developing
That's
talent, and taking
crazy.
terrible players and turning them into all-stars, the Dodgers are probably the best. Max Muncy was a career 195 hitter. He got
What the hell?
cut by the A's, came to LA and became an all-star. Chris Taylor had an OPS
That's
under
right.
600 on the Mariners, came to LA, became an all-star. David Price was old and washed up. He went to the Dodgers, they changed his pitching style, put him in the bullpen, and he had a
became an all-star.
2.45 at 36
No, I'm
years
just kidding.
old. Blake
That's
Trident
right.
was released, came to LA, became an
Oh,
all-star.
I know he was pretty good.
This year,
for
Michael
us.
Kopech had a 4.74 ERA on the White Sox. He came to the Dodgers, they adjusted his pitch usage, and he put up a 1.13
Bro, he was nice.
ERA. Ryan Brazier, Anthony Banda, Evan Phillips, Alex Vesia were all terrible for other teams, were either released or traded by those teams, all came to LA, and all had ERAs
And they
at
were
3
good for us.
or below this season. The Dodgers are basically the Moneyball A's with $1 billion, playing
The Moneyball A's with $1 billion.
biggest market in MLB.
Oh my
with
god.
QB, the best player in baseball history.
I went
as
to that parade, by the way.
well as 3 other MVPs, and are looking to add even more. Their dynasty is just beginning.
It's only beginning, y'all.
Bye, have a great time.